Hey, what's going on everyone? Today we're going over how tricking is similar to an RPG, a role-playing game, and how to use that idea to benefit your training. If you think about your tricking training like this, every hour you spend is like a stat point, right? And you have slots where you can put your stats, and each one of those slots is like a trick, right? The more stat points you have on any given trick, the cleaner and more powerful that trick in particular is going to be. When you first start out tricking, it's like having 0 stat points. Like in the very beginning of the game, you have no abilities, you can't do anything. You just go around, you have like 1 attack, right? But the more you train, and the longer you train, the more stat points you're going to get, and sooner or later, you're going to acquire a few tricks. After a while, it's going to be up to you to determine whether you want to stick with those tricks and make them better, or move on to other tricks. So where do you want to spend your stat points? What exactly do you want to train? Do you want to be the type of tricker that is really clean and has really nice looking tricks? Do you want to be the tricker who has just a handful of really big tricks? Do you want to be the tricker who has a ton of tricks? Same thing goes for transitioning combos. You can be someone who has a ton of combos or has a few really strong combos, a ton of transitions, or a handful of really strong transitions. So the choice is yours, but you have to think about specifically what it is that you want in your tricking. Who do you want to be like? Who inspires you? What kind of tricking style do you want to go for? So this is especially true if you're just starting out. You only have a very few number of things that you can do, very few stat points. So you want to figure out where you want to use them. And one thing that helps me figure out exactly where I want to take my tricking is thinking about who inspires me. Who are my favorite trickers and why do I like them? What makes them different than other trickers? Why are they my favorites? And do I want to aspire to be like them? Do I want to go that route? And if that's the case, I think the fastest way to improve and get to that goal is to pick specifically what it is that you want, one thing or one idea, and go for that. If you want to be the person who does a ton of tricks, go for that. If you want to be the person who has really clean basics, go for that. If you want to be the person who has dubs, go for that. But pick what it is exactly that you want and just go for that. I think that's going to be the fastest way to improve. So I think there's a little bit of a misconception when it comes to becoming a good tricker. A good tricker doesn't necessarily have a ton of tricks. It could just be someone who's really good at a few really particular tricks. But if you're the type of person who only wants to go for a certain something, like if you only want dubs, just go for dubs. Just work on your cork swings and your dubs. That's all you need. You don't need to work on jackknives or butterfly twists or anything like that. If you just want to, if your goal is to get dubs, then just work on those. If you're the type of person who wants to work on other things, if you want to have a ton of tricks and you want to have everything, you want to be a well-rounded tricker, then go that route. If you want to be the clean basics guy, go that route. One thing that helps me is I kind of think about like tricking like an RPG, in the sense that I make a list of goals for myself, a list of tricks that I want to do, and I go for them. And they're kind of like little missions when you play games. It's so you've got a mission that you got to do. Once you complete that mission, it's done. You don't have to think about it anymore. You've got it forever. And you've got those abilities, you're good to go. You can move on to something else. So thinking about specifically what it is that you want to do, making a list of the goals that you want in tricking is what I think is going to optimize your tricking. But either way, at the end of the day, so long as you're training, you're going to get better. But if you're just training random tricks and you feel like you're not progressing as fast as you want to, it might be because you don't have a specific goal. You're not shooting towards something directly. If you're kind of all over the place and just training whatever anyone else is training, and you feel like that's not what you want your tricking style to be, then I think a good idea is to figure out exactly what it is that you want, make a list and go for those things directly. I think that's going to be the fastest way to get to where it is you want your tricking style to be in the shortest amount of time. Anyway, that's my little RPG comparison to tricking tutorial. I hope this helped, guys. Take care. Thanks for watching.